UFC, that's Harlem. My name is Rosenberg, and I am here with the man who destroyed one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, CM Punk.
His name is Mickey Gall. Make some noise for the UFC's own Mickey Gall, New York. What's up? What's up? Now, listen. Why'd you have to do it so brutal? Why'd you have to do Punk so brutal?
Had to dominate every second.
Literally.
Be nice. Heck no. Heck no.
And first of all, a lot of people may or may not know this, but you're a local guy.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey.
You're a Jersey guy, so you've been on your grind, you were telling me, since like 16 years old. And here you are, 24 years old. You have a couple of wins under your belt in UFC, and you're coming back in December for another fight in Sacramento. Just how much did your life change at all after destroying CM Punk?
Not really. I mean, yeah, I'm that guy who beat up CM Punk. So like, I'll be at a gas station, be like, aren't you that guy who beat up the wrestler? That's my name now, kind of.
Guy who beat up the wrestler?
Yeah.
They don't get your name. They may not even get his name, but they know you're the guy who beat up the wrestler.
Exactly.
Well, real quick, let's just spend a couple minutes on that fight. It was a big deal. There was a lot of hype for it. Punk's debut was much delayed and anticipated. First of all, were you into wrestling at all? Like, were you familiar with him when you got the fight?
I knew who he was when he started talking about doing the UFC. When they signed him and he was a UFC fighter. I did watch wrestling when I was little. I was a big Stone Cold Steve Austin fan.
As was he, yeah. As was Punk was a huge Austin fan as well.
Yeah, I mean, then I went to middle school, and then I was like high school. I wasn't watching wrestling then, so I fell off a little bit, but I enjoyed it when I was little for sure.
Then literally the destruction that took place that night was crazy.
Oh yeah, to answer what you said before, you said take it easy. This guy said take it easy on him too. When you're fighting in a cage and you sign up, someone signs their name to fight you. They want to take everything from you. I got to be willing to take everything from them. So there's no mercy. Not until the ref pulling me off. No way.
Yeah.
No
well
way.
said.
No
well,
way.
It's dangerous otherwise too. I mean, let's be honest. The only way it works is that everyone is going 100%.
Heck yeah.
You
better. You're going to get brain damage. You're going to get embarrassed on TV.
Right, exactly. It's actually the same as football. Any contact sport, if you're not giving 100%, you're putting yourself and your family at risk. It is crazy, though. I mean, you're a young dude, and you are fighting for the premier promotion in the world. Tell me a little bit about getting signed to UFC, what the process was, and how exciting it was for you and your family.
It was a dream come true. It'd been a dream of mine for, I'd say 10 years, but 8 years seriously. Like, I was taking steps to make that dream come true for 8 years. And it came a little early. Like, there's the guys who I know that have been around longer who still haven't gotten that UFC shot. It's a very coveted spot for a fighter. And, once I got the opportunity, I jumped
How did you get it? How does one go about it? Like, if someone's watching this at home or right here in the store live, how does one make it to get that opportunity?
Typically, you got to beat up, like, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys locally. And if you could do that, if you can win about 8 fights without, 6, 7, 8 fights without losing, you'll get signed to the UFC. If you're doing it in exciting fashion. My case was a little different. I had Dana White, the owner of the UFC. He was at my pro debut. And,
whoa! How did that happen?
He was filming that show, Dana White Looking for a Fight.
Yes.
Yeah, have you guys seen it? It's a good show.
So he's in the middle of shooting a show and happens to come to your pro debut.
Came to my pro debut. So I found out about a month before he was there. And I was like, all right, how do I make the most of this? I've seen a lot of great fighters who belong there not making the UFC. I'm like, I'm not going to have Dana White in my 2nd, 3rd, or 4th fight. So how can I make some happen? I was like, there's that dude, CM Punk. He's 0-0. If I win, I'm 1-0. That's a like record. That fight can happen. So after I won the fight, I got up on the mic. I started, saying I'd love to fight CM Punk, and that happened.
And you talked.
Dude, I was
into
talking
existence.
up a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna happen.
And it landed.
Yeah.
By the way, of course, we are here talking about and giving people the opportunity to win tickets to UFC 205 Saturday, November 12th from Madison Square Garden.
I want to win those.
I know.
I want to win them.
They don't give you tickets. I know. It's very, very hard.
That's the best card ever.
Yeah, no, it's an incredible card. So we're going to raffle off tickets. And if you don't get those tickets, we're also raffling tickets to the party I'm doing at 4040 that night as well. So shout out to Metro PCS and UFC. What's your next goal? You get your first big fight, you win it in pretty tremendous fashion. What's the next goal for Mickey Gall?
I'm fighting Super Sage Northcut December 17th in Sacramento, and yeah, I'm gonna beat that boy up.
What's the name? Sage Northcut, strong fighting name. Is he as strong as his name?
Stronger than Mickey Gall?
Mickey Gall is a strong name as well, but his has what Northcut is inherently. There's something dangerous about that.
I hear you.
Gall, it sounds like you just have that audacity.
Yeah, I do. But yeah, and I'm a whoop him. I'm a whoop Sage. He's tough. He's explosive, strong kid. But he's got a lot of holes. And I'm gonna bring a dog fight to him, make it ugly. There's gonna be a lot of blood. I wanna paint a masterpiece with his blood on the canvas.
Oh, jeez, Louise, Papa
Going
Cheese.
after him.
So how does one get to a place? You don't seem like a guy who necessarily, you meet some fighters who kind of fought their whole lives. They always found themselves in fights, and that's why they went to fighting. And then you find some people who just loved the art of it and loved the sport. You don't necessarily come across as someone who would have been like an ish starter looking for a fight. How did you get into this passion for fighting?
Growing up, I played all the sports, and I always felt like I loved them. I was captain of my football team, all that stuff. And then I started watching UFC, and I was like, ooh, that's like letting all the chains off. No rules there, It was the most pure sport. So I started doing that. I took to it right away. I didn't fight much. I had a couple little fights growing up, but no, I wasn't a no-ish starter or whatever. But yeah, I love the art of it. Jiu-jitsu, I took to it right away. I was 16. I love that. I don't know if anyone. I recommend if there's a jiu-jitsu place near you, go do some Gracie jiu-jitsu. It's the best. It's like it's an art. It's like a lifestyle. It's beautiful, beautiful thing. Gracie jiu-jitsu, check it out if you guys find it.
And so you learn Gracie jiu-jitsu and you start developing, but there still has to be, I would think, a line that gets crossed when you have your first competitive fight and there's someone trying to take your head off.
I like the violence. That's fun, man. I think for a lot of like young men, like that's the parallel with professional wrestling. It's all that stuff. We look at movies. We like violence. I like getting in there, getting a little dirty. Throw down, put my skills against their skills.
And you didn't get freaked out about like sheerly the idea of taking a punch to the face?
Nah, I've taken a million of them in practice. And
it's not that different.
It's a little different. I'd say you maybe feel it less in the cage.
Because the adrenaline's so much higher.
And all that stuff. But yeah, it's fun, man. I don't mind getting hit. I like to hit. So.
Stylistically, who did you grow up watching? Who would you say influenced you the most?
Influenced me the most is probably like UFC fighters.
Yeah, sure.
Jim and Dan Miller. I trained with them, and I was a fan of them before I ever trained with them. I trained with them when I was around 18, 19. I started training with them, and just going with that high level. Those two dudes, great guys, and really skilled.
Were there people outside of the UFC, boxers or anyone else that you really were into as a kid?
Yeah, I liked boxing growing up. Once I saw the UFC, though, boxing was kind of out the window.
What did you enjoy about it? Just the fact there were different styles that could be used in any one fight?
Everyone fights everyone. There's no like ducking. Like you fight. If you're a UFC fighter, you fight. You see guys in boxing, they're not fighting each other.
Yeah, there's political stuff, and it never ends up happening.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's the real deal. If you get dropped in a fight, someone's gonna jump down on you and hit you again. It's not gonna be like they're not gonna wait for you to stand back up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a simulated fight to the death. But once they go down or they tap out, or when someone turns off, like they shut their eyes for a second, they stop the fight.
Right.
Because at that point, you could beat that dude to death.
Right.
That's the underlying thing in our sport. It's basically a fight to the death, but we're gonna keep
we're gonna make sure
alive.
death doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. But besides that, it is like a fight to the death. What's it like for your family when you fight?
So far, it's been good.
Well, the last one, they didn't even have to sweat. I mean, not at all. Neither so far.
Yeah. So yeah, the two UFC fights have been good. The amateur career has been good. But yeah, it's gonna get a little more touchy.
Do you have
see
any?
How much they love it once we start getting a little wars going.
Either of your parents or siblings, is there anyone or grandparents who gets most freaked out by the idea?
I don't know. I don't let my grandma watch.
I was gonna say, because a grandmother seeing their son get into a ring to fight, I'd imagine is a challenge.
Yeah, I told her she's not allowed. She can't watch. That'd probably hurt her.
And yeah, I mean, well, not so far, but yes, the risk is always there.
Yeah.
But what about your parents? Your parents are cool?
They're cool with it. We'll see how my mom does when I start. I haven't bled in there and stuff. But that's gonna come. So.
Who do you most want to get at some point?
I want to get the belt, man.
want to
I want to get the belt.
Of
you know,
course.
I'd want to, you know, but I want big fights. Big names make nice trophies. You know, this kid I got December 17th is a nice trophy. So you know, I'll be looking to take him out.
I mean, you already started out with a nice trophy in CM Punk, who it's kind of a lucky situation for you because it ends up being a nice trophy, but I hate to say it, sorry Punk, a guy who was totally outmatched by you.
Yeah. That's he's a nice big celebrity name, but he's not a big MMA trophy. You know
Your peers don't care about it necessarily the same way.
That's most people say I fought an actor who's, you know, he's practicing for 2-3 years, whatever, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I'm looking for bigger names than that. I'm looking for bigger trophies.
Did you have a hunch as it approached that it might be pretty easy work for you based on things you'd heard about his training or anything like that?
Yeah, I saw the videos like everyone else did. But I trained my ass off. You know, I wasn't gonna overlook them. If I made them look, if I lost, I might have to retire. I'd be
it would be so
bad.
Yes, it would have been
You know
bad.
what I mean? Like it would have been.
So
bad.
you couldn't mess around
So
at
no,
all.
I took it very seriously.
And are you in training already right now again?
Yep.
So what's the regiment like? What's your schedule like when you're training?
I train like 2 times a day. I get up, I do a practice maybe around like 1, and I'll do another practice around like 7:30.
And what do those include? Like how long is each one? A couple hours?
Couple hours, yeah, like 2 hours.
And that's what 5 days a week?
5 days a week, and then typically I used to do just 1 day off a week, but I try to get a little more. Recovery is important too, so I try to do 2 days off.
Consecutive, or you space it out?
Yeah, like during a camp, I'll do Monday to Friday, 2 a days. So I'll do like a session in the morning, session at night, and then I'll take off like Saturday and Sunday, let my body heal, recover a little bit. You get banged up trying to do all these things, you know.
Right, of course. And then when you're in the middle of training like that, like what's your schedule at night? Is it nothing? You just maybe see a movie, relax?
Yeah, maybe. I've been watching Gotham lately.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like Gotham. It's a good show.
Some people just have some Gotham fans here.
Yeah,
There's a good way to connect.
Yeah, it's a good show. Yeah, so I chill. Ice my feet and relax.
Is that what hurts the most after a day of?
Yeah, because I'm moving a lot. I'm bouncing around, kicking stuff.
What's the most painful thing that happens in the octagon that people may not realize?
I've been pretty fortunate as of late, but I would imagine the 2 things that are not allowed: the accidental eye pokes and the groin kicks. I'd imagine that hurt pretty bad.
But that would be pretty. But
a
painful.
liver kick. If you ever see people get hit right here's your liver, and when people get hit in that really hard, it'll squeeze like the toxins out, and you'll just shut your body down.
Like there's nothing you can do.
That's never happened to me, but no. I've seen people get hit. They're cool for a second, then and they drop.
How do I say this? Obviously, no one ever wants to lose, but UFC and MMA, unlike boxing, is not really a world in which being permanently undefeated is a thing. Like it's basically not a thing. Do you think about that, or do you really go about it like I'm not losing straight up?
I'd rather die than lose in the cage. I made this my life, so I'm committed to this. If that's the way it goes, that'd be kind of a cool way to go if you ask me. But yeah, I'm going like when I'm in there, that's all I'm looking for is the win, you know.
Would you be able to recover if one day you don't?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. People do. Yeah, you should be able to. It'd be silly to let one loss destroy you, you know. But yeah, I don't intend on losing. Not anytime soon.
What'd you think about Conor and Nate, the second one, the classic?
That was one of the best fights ever.
Yeah.
That fight was great.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
I think it was the first. I think it was the first mainstream UFC classic, meaning a fight that people will remember where they were, not just UFC hardcore fans, but the casual fans.
Because everyone knows Conor.
Exactly.
And those guys put on a war, man. Nate Diaz is a dog. He's one of the toughest guys in the world, always bringing a fun fight like that.
And if they do it again, who do you like?
I don't even know, man. Whoever. I just want to see a great fight like that. I'm not really rooting. You know, I just like seeing the great fight. That was beautiful, that last one.
Well, listen, tell the people one more time when your fight against Northcut is.
I'm fighting Super Sage Northcut December 17th in Sacramento, California.
It'll be on Fox Sports?
It's on Fox, Channel 5.
Oh, it's on regular Fox.
Yeah, Fox.
So it's one of those Saturday night Fox joints.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it'll be on pretty early, probably around like like I think the card starts at 8 or something. And yeah, I'm the co-main event. So I was second to last fight.
All right, so we'll be looking for that in December. Thank you for coming by to hang out for a little bit. We're gonna have you meet some of the people, if that's
Yeah,
all right.
please. Yeah, heck
and
yeah.
Everyone, hang out. We're still gonna be raffling off tickets to UFC 205 and to my viewing party at 4040. Shout out to Metro PCS and UFC New York. Make some noise for Mickey Gall.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right, let's play some more music and hang out.